From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. While the powerful, destructive wind speeds of approaching cyclones are used to estimate the storm's category, storm surge is often the greatest threat to both lives and property. Storm surge is an above-normal rise in seawater along the coast caused by a tropical storm or hurricane and exceeding normal astronomical tides. AccuWeather hurricane expert Dan Kotlowski says these tropical cyclones generate enough wind and wave action to pile up water at the leading edge of their forward motion. A moving hurricane causes a large pileup or a building area of water ahead of its path. If large enough, a storm surge could wash away entire structures and permanently alter the shape and size of coastal areas. Any structure, including buildings and houses, in the path of a hurricane and a rising surge of water can be seriously damaged or completely destroyed by storm surge. The power that a large volume of moving, rising water exerts on all structures right at or near the coast is immense. In addition, high winds in front of the storm can damage structures preceding a storm surge, making them even more vulnerable to its impact. In some storms, the storm surge is so great that no object or structure can survive that force of water. As this building level of water starts to move into the coast, the water will rise to a certain height depending upon the slope of the coast or continental shelf. The more gradual the slope, the higher the storm surge. The height of the storm surge is also dictated by the shape of the coast. You can have a concave coast versus a convex coast, or almost a straight coast. Coastal areas that are more concave, such as those with coves or inlets, will experience higher storm surge events because of a funneling effect associated with the large volume of seawater. If the coast has more of an abrupt slope and is oriented more in a straight line, it will disperse the water, leading to a lower storm surge. Kotlowski says that the size of a storm surge is also impacted by the size of the storm itself. Large storms lead to more water being churned up, intensity, and forward speed. Wind speed and the speed of a storm or hurricane's forward motion determine how much water accumulates ahead of a storm. Often, the strongest winds are in the right front quadrant of a moving storm. This is the area to the portion of a cyclone's eye wall to the right of the eye or center of the storm. The greatest storm surge will often be found at the leading edge of the storm and right front quadrant of the storm move onshore. Many variables determine storm surge impact, including the depth of the water, tidal interactions, and wave action. Hurricanes making landfall at high tide and with very rough seas can bring total inundation values well over what the storm surge is. For more safety and preparedness tips, visit AccuWeather.com/ready. That's it for now. For the latest on Helene, go to AccuWeather.com. And for your local forecast at your fingertips, including a hurricane tracker, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your day, be safe, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.